Yeah.
Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel. What is old Peter up to? Our good friend, our best friend, our most trusted ally, Peter Thiel.
Just saw that he is doing there's an advertisement on Instagram that there's this conference called, was it the Acts 17? Is that what it's called?
That's who puts it on.
But he's doing a 4-day seminar on the Antichrist.
What? How is he an expert?
Listen, I read this article by Christianity Today about the Acts 17 ministry or whatever. And there's some parts where I'm just like, this seems weird.
Really?
But their whole thing is I think they're based in San Francisco, California. And I think their intentions are good. They want to reach the tech industry with the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're doing it the right way. I don't know. I'm not going to judge because the gospel's the gospel and people can receive it however.
Sure.
You know. But apparently the guy, the husband of the founder of Acts 17, he used to work for Peter Thiel at Palantir.
Mm-hmm.
And they went over to one tech industry dude's house to do like this like house church kind of thing. And Peter Thiel was there. And Peter Thiel just started talking about like the Antichrist and stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently all these Silicon Valley tech dudes were just like, we didn't know Peter Thiel was a Christian. And it's like, is he though? I mean, because he emphasizes a ton on the Antichrist.
Yeah.
And I watched that interview from the New York Times, like that podcast. We mentioned it before.
Yeah.
But he brought up the conversation of the Antichrist, and Peter Thiel made no sense. I mean, the concepts that he was like coming up with, the guy was pushing back a lot. It was a little annoying because the guy's like, I'm just like, let Peter Thiel talk.
Yeah.
The guy kept on cutting me off and arguing with him. But he's like, Andrew could probably explain this part a little bit better. But I did want to say about the Acts 17 thing. This is a snippet from like one of their church services that they did. They said, we did a Sunday service at Gary Tan's home. He's a famous tech investor, and his home was is a converted mission church somewhere in San Francisco. We had alcohol. We had really good local food. We had DJ Canvas again, remixing worship beats in the background. CC Winnis with Jake Harlow. And then we had Peter Thiel come back to give a talk about political theology.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, what does that even mean?
Seems pretty solid.
Let's judge based off the fruits. The atmosphere doesn't sound like a very good atmosphere for spreading the gospel. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, but I mean, Jack Harlow. What is Jack Harlow doing there performing music at a church service?
And DJ Canvas remixing worship beats.
His seminar was called Holy Guacamole. Pilot event with Peter Thiel.
We're having tacos.
All right, get into.
So Peter Thiel is a libertarian, and there's a professor that he studied under whose political and ideological views he a lot of his quotes regarding Christianity are direct quotes from this professor. And so I forget the name of the book, but Peter Thiel is basically puppeting this professor's ideas. I don't think he's saying they're my own, but it's clear that he has this person as an influence.
Yeah, he's like adopted his.
Yeah, he's very much a disciple of this professor. And so, which is fine. But the professor and him are very, very, as far as like the Antichrist and stuff like that, there's this tension between the apocalypse coming and the Antichrist is the hero that saves everyone from it. And so his entire thing is like something's going to happen that makes you choose one or the other. But he defines himself as far as his own religious views as a heterodoxical Christian, which is him using big words. It's the same root as heretic. And so he's saying, I don't hold to the convention. He doesn't believe you need to evangelize. He's like, my faith is real for me. I don't need to convince you of it. The truth of it doesn't rely on your conversion, which I understand that is true.
Right.
But you cannot call yourself a believer. And the last thing that Jesus said after his 3 years of ministry, death and resurrection, he says, go and make disciples of all nations, teaching them to obey the things I've commanded you. You cannot be a follower of that human and say, I don't have to teach you to obey. It's in direct defiance
Yeah.
to
The
what.
harvest is plentiful. The workers are few. Let's go.
Let's just go party in Silicon Valley. It's like
DJ
that's-
Canvas.
But
I got it's an awesome God.
so Peter Thiel, I hope he seems too smart to call him young in his faith and for this to be a naivety. Like, I think there is a political advantage that he's trying to pull from this. Like, you either believe in the Jesus of the Bible or you don't believe in Jesus.
Right.
And so you don't get to pick and choose what you believe. And so that's what I know, what from the little bit of research I did. So that's all I want to assert. And that doesn't necessarily reflect poorly on Acts 17. I didn't do a deep dive into what they're doing. They could be doing good work, and then he's just a keynote that was like, hey, I want to talk about this, and they said, okay. I mean, how many churches with good intent have let someone take the stage and then halfway through you're listening to a guest speaker going, oh no. So, like,
Well, they're good friends with Peter Thiel. That's the thing. Like, they
Okay.
know where he stands and stuff, and they said that he's well versed in the Antichrist. And my whole thing is like, I don't know. It just seems so like Left Behind, Kirk Cameron. Like,
it's a very, very specific eschatological viewpoint. Like,
yeah.
and I don't think the point, and I know this differs from a lot of guests we have on and a lot of people who listen to our show, but I don't think the point of all the prophecy in scripture is to know what's coming, to know what is coming, other than to know something is coming and our Lord and Savior wins.
Mhm.
And so,
And there's a big difference between having conversations and then being put up as a teacher and learning. There's the Bible's very clear of people who teach should be very careful.
And we talk
And-
about, like, Katy Perry has, like, she made that comment forever ago and people were asking her political things. She's like, I'm just a musician. Why do you care? And, like, but now it's almost like people who make a lot of money are like, he's just a tech guy. I don't care what his theological viewpoint is, nor should anyone in Christendom.
What you should care about, though, is the fact that he is behind so many big things involving your everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did hear
In our future.
Yeah, he did one of his arguments for like transhumanism, the involvement of AI into our everyday human lives. What I believe I got from it was his excuse was that Christians are transhumanism. It's the renewal of the spirit. You become a new person. Like your soul is transformed. You're a transhuman.
You're not living. It's Christ that's
And
living through you.
So that's almost like an excuse for his
What
Go
a
ahead.
deception.
Yeah, and I'm like, this sounds like the Antichrist. That's why he likes talking about it so much, because it's him.
You're
Yeah.
Just
already
kidding, I don't know.
transhuman, so put this chip in your brain so you can buy and sell things.
Right.
It's when he talks about, like, using technology because he admits, like, living forever or like eternal health, like those are goals, which I get if you're trying to like solve degeneration or cancer or any of these things. A perfect solution would be
Right.
your body just doesn't fade. But like when you're looking at him talk about this, it sounds Babel, like Tower of Babel, like we're gonna solve all of
Yeah.
the problems that our humanity has been cursed with.
And that's what that guy's pushback was from the New York Times. He's like, you're talking about this threat and stuff. He's like, but you own companies that is part of the threat, like Palantir.
Literally.
Right.
And he's
Literally.
like, how do you excuse that? And it was just kind of this word jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, and anyone who refers to themselves as a heterodoxical Christian instead of a heretic, it's like, yeah, that's what you're doing.
That's so funny. I didn't hear that he labels himself that way.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
I mean, that's what ChatGPT said about his views, and there were links you can click where they say he said that, but
Yeah.
I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah.
So this is for fun and
obviously we're
supposition.
Peter Thiel.
He's our bud.
He's our friend. I don't know how many times we have to say this guy.
Come
guys.
on the podcast,
Yeah.
please.
Watch that be the completely wrong one.
But just look out for deception, people. That's the whole point of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
And the only way to do that is by having a personal and authentic and genuine relationship with Jesus every day.
every
it is
day.
a picking up your cross every
Yes,
day
Andy.
decision. You have to make that effort every day. It is not, well, I got baptized while I was raised in the church. It's a constant decision every day to say, I'm putting you first. There's constant prayer happening throughout the day. That's the only way we're going to be able to discern any of this stuff
Yeah.
Yes.
confidently.
Yeah.
And you know, there's going to be a lot of mysteries and unknowns, but there is stuff that we can stand on and say, well, simply that's not biblical because
Yeah, this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate this, Josh. So the word is heterodoxy, different belief holding views that diverge from official doctrine but are not outright heresy is how that's defined. In contrast, its opposite would be orthodoxy.
Interesting.
So he's literally
the opposite of pure.
Nice.
Maybe not complete opposite, but it's
not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. So he is flying in the face of orthodoxy.
Which it's actually kind of funny because I was reading last night in Revelation about the 7 churches, you know, that were Jesus wrote, like, send this letter to the angel of this church.
Yeah.
And I read this one thing from Acts 17. I think that's what they're called. Their ministry, that thing of their church service. I'm like, that almost lines up exactly with one of these churches to where Jesus is like, you're getting drunk, you're doing this all the debauchery stuff. And he's like, cut it out.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to blow your candle out. You know? So, but it's like Jesus did that so that they would fix their ways.
Exactly.
You know, it wasn't like you're done.
He's not trying to condemn them right then and there. It's like, I'm warning you.
He said,
you're
actually,
doing
he
the wrong
starts
things.
off with, you've been doing this right, but this is the one thing that you've not been doing right.
Yeah. It's just like Paul's letters. It's just like, listen, I love you, but golly, straighten up.
Yeah. Maybe don't serve alcohol in your church.
I mean, like, that's like for a normal service, that doesn't sound very productive.
Yeah.
Especially for people who struggle. I mean, like, you don't know who struggles with whatever. It's like center it around Jesus.
Yeah.
You can have celebrities, you can have these people, but it's like, you just want to be able to look at stuff and confident. And it's like, obviously we don't know. We haven't been in the service, but you just have to, perception is reality in this world. And we have to be careful of how what we're being known for. Like, and that's what I hope, like, hopefully people look at this podcast can watch it and know that it's like, yeah, they talk a lot of silliness and they don't know a whole lot, but at the end of the day, the core is Jesus.
Ninjas are butterflies.
Did I say ninja? I meant
Butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations.
I said empty your mind.
You learn martial arts!
Ninjas are dead!
Like, damn. All right, what's the new one? What should I put on? What should I put on? I woke up in the wrong reality. Ooh. Arc Raiders? I'll react to that.
I'm watching in 4K maximum efficiency. I'm not even gonna put face cam on this.
No!
How have we not?
Where are they?
Right here in front of me.
Watch out for the other ones. Watch out for the other ones. I think they're by this building, Berlin.
Oh no!
They're on top of the building.
One got down. Yep. I got one. I think he was trying to leave by himself. Oh no, I'm dead! Oh, I still survived.
I don't have weapons to destroy this thing, bro. What happened? Are you alive?
The spider! This is spiders! It's spiders!
Ghost.
Did this.
Okay, so we doing in-game mics?
Yeah, I already muted, bro.
Yo.
Yo.
Why is everyone
are so mad.
upset at Bill Burr?
Hey, what's up?
Hey Caleb, I knew you were looking forward to performing at the Riyadh Comedy Festival next year, but Saudi officials are putting that on hold after they saw your browser history.
Oh man! I was really looking forward to performing at the Riyadh Comedy Festival next year in Saudi Arabia. Bill Burr, Kevin Hart, Pete Davidson, and plenty more of the comedy industry's top talent have recently faced sanctimonious outrage, a brunt of public outrage for traveling to Saudi Arabia to a comedy festival called the Riyadh Comedy Festival, all in exchange for, you guessed it, money.
You get it.
Saudi Arabia is no stranger to controversy. People are upset for many, many reasons in regard to this entire thing. Okay, guys, and this is almost a drama video, kind of, but it's actually a crazy dark rabbit hole deep dive into Saudi Arabia and why it maybe is not a place that you should really go, or especially not do journalism there. That's not even funny. I should not have laughed. It is a fucked up place. In recent years, Saudi Arabia transformed from an international pariah to an entertainment destination through billions of dollars in investments. But in spite of that, the kingdom still continues systematic executions. It imprisons peaceful activists and criminalizes free speech, which not every country in the world has free speech, and even we don't have free speech. To be honest, in Texas, we don't even have it. We kinda do. You wheelchair guy. Not you. So it seems like the 2025 Riyadh Comedy Festival is a bit of a cultural washing experiment or strategy from the Saudis. Running from September 25th through October 8th, it featured Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and 50 other major comedians. And the strategy was to recruit champions of free expression comedians to perform under censorship for a regime that executes people for exercising the very freedoms comedians build their lives upon, and probably, I would assume, should be the most vocal advocates for it. It's crazy that this is an issue in the world, though, for real. Like there's a country that comedians will perform at that's just bad. Well, I guess America's not, anyways. Yeah, we're in the weeds, honestly. Now, this contradiction is particularly stark given Saudi Arabia's documented human rights abuses, its extensive connections to 9/11, and the murder, recent, 7 years ago, of Jamal Khashoggi, whose 7th death anniversary coincided with the festival. By the way, Jamal was assassinated at the behest of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia during that time. This guy. So, understanding the recent Riyadh comedy drama requires examining the full scope of Saudi Arabia's human rights violations and its deliberate strategy to rehabilitate its global image through comedy, I guess, comedians, which is a really interesting, it's an interesting way to do it. A lot of things are happening through comedy nowadays, all right, guys? The jester's privilege, they call it. So yeah, we need to understand all this stuff to get why people are so mad, and then make the decision, they're just being sanctimonious assholes. They're just doing whatever the or whatever, like, who, yeah, you know, let's find out. Go to gump.club to learn from me. I'm starting a Discord server. Nothing will go wrong, and we will provide a lot of different benefits, such as these, at gump.club. For example, have you ever wondered the kind of stuff we cut out of videos, which is a lot of stuff, because I am an insane person who cannot be trusted to say things that are normal.
Supply rooms
all
locked.
that and more at gump.club. Also, access to our extremely private XXX secret adult Discord server. Just kidding, it's totally normal. It's completely normal. I shouldn't say that. Heavily moderated. You can't actually express yourself. But I'll be in there occasionally. Probably not. Tara will definitely be in there. The editor and matriarch of the YouTube channel, who has been with my channel for 7 years, is chronically online and is, I think, in the Discord server right now.
Hello.
How you doing, Tara?
Good. How are you doing, Caleb?
I'm filming an advertisement for Gump.club right now, and part of the advertisement is that you'll be in the server.
Wow, what a good deal.
Exactly. You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Folks here are going to want anything to do
Tara's
with robots
awesome.
after
If you don't join the Gump Club, then I'll fire her. She has it coming. Thank you for Gump for sponsoring. It's not, is it me? It's me though. It's not really a sponsor, is it? Thank you to the Gump Club for sponsoring this video. We gotta go way back. The House of Saud's 280-year alliance with Wahhabism shapes every aspect of Saudi governance and justifies the systematic discrimination against religious minorities and women and gay people. In 1740, descendants, Ibn Abd al-Wahhab's family, dominate the religious institutions of Saudi Arabia. Provided through Wahhabism is the ideological justification for Saudi expansion through violent campaigns, as those who followed the Wahhabi doctrine would wage jihad against anyone who rejects the creed. They have a understanding of inerrancy towards the Quran, and everything is literal. It's a very strict, once again, puritanical ideology and/or religion. Ideology belonging to a religion. When Abdulaziz bin Abdul Rahman, aka Ibn Saud, known to the rest of the world, the first king of Saudi Arabia, he launched his initial 1902 reconquest to establish the modern Saudi Arabia. He created the Ikhwan religious military brotherhood in 1912 that proved crucial for unifying the kingdom by 1932. And thus began the reign of Ibn Saud. And now in the world, most everybody knows Saudi Arabia from its massive reserves of oil and its ability to sell that oil. And the transformation for Saudi Arabia from desert kingdom to an oil superpower began all the way back on March 3rd, 1938, when commercial quantities of oil began flowing from Daman Well number 7, which became known as the Prosperity Well, or Lucky 7, because it produced 32 million barrels of oil before its closure in 1982. I tell you what, man, that's a lot of... No, what the fuck? The Standard Oil Company of California established the Arabian American Oil Company, aka Aramco, in 1944, which Saudi Arabia gradually nationalized until it became 100% state-owned in the 1980s. Today, Saudi Aramco produces over 10 million barrels of oil daily and has generated an estimated $480 billion this year alone. Oh! And once again, it's a kingdom. There's a royal family. The royal family's wealth is estimated at $1.4 trillion. You think Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos are rich? That's a joke, brother. All of this wealth is thanks to the state-owned oil empire's success, which grants them virtually unlimited monies and enables them to host massive, globally enjoyed events like the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
I'm taking the one on the left.
Amongst many other things. Most of this comes from Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. It is once again state-owned, but is also a sovereign wealth fund that is used to diversify the nation's domestic and international investments away from solely oil, which is a resource that will run out eventually. I assume. I don't really know how it works.
Do you think I am? I know where I need to go
but I
to
pink.
complete my mission. I was only trying to make
And I
things
pink,
easier for
therefore I
you.
am. So the PIF is under the control of Saudi Arabia's Council of Economic and Development Affairs, aka the CEDA, of which Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is the chairman. This means that the PIF is an arm of the Saudi monarchy, and the way that this sovereign investment fund will use its money will align with the Crown Prince's political and economic agendas, such as Vision 2030, which claims to seek the creation of a vibrant society for all citizens to thrive and pursue passions, and to create a thriving economy where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. It's an ambitious nation committed to accountability and transparency at all levels. Brought to you by Saudi Arabia. So I don't trust a word of that shit. Reminds me of that time Akon wanted to build a damn city in Africa. Remember that? That was funny as too, man. Come on, man. I'll be real. Akon City went hard. I'm still all ed up on the fact that did not work out. I have so many Akon bucks. Anyways, back to the Saudis. One particularly grand plan for the campaign is the construction of a linear city in the sky called The Line. It is a concept right out of science fiction. A city built 500 meters above ground, 1,600 feet, probably 400 yards, 411 yards, probably 520 yards, 511, 500, and this thing's within a mirrored wall. I don't know why they want to build this shit, but it looks crazy. There's no way it's going to work. The city is planned to be 170 kilometers long, featuring no cars, 100% renewable energy, vertical gardens, and easily commutable zones that, when combined, will be able to house 9 million people. The line, as it's called, is supposed to be just one of 5 regions in the greater project called NEOM, which is a self-described new future or a vision for a new way of living, brought to you by the government of Saudi Arabia. Vision will cost an estimated $500 billion to complete, with construction already underway. And it looks like this. This new way of living has a YouTube channel where it criticizes humanity for existing too long in dysfunctional and polluted cities, claiming to be able to revolutionize civilization with the help of oil, I guess.
For too long, humanity has existed within dysfunctional and polluted cities that ignore nature. Now, a revolution in civilization is taking place.
So yes, very beautiful concept, but what happens when we examine it slightly? We'll find out that it's built upon human suffering! And that's not good. So Vision 2030 sounds pretty promising, but what concrete steps are being taken to make this thing a reality? Is the vision just for appearances? Is the Riyadh Comedy Festival a part of this thing? Well, back to the PIF. It has already invested over $60 billion across sports and entertainment from 2016 to 2025 with no signs of slowing down. They are working hard to make Saudi Arabia the crown jewel of the Middle East. People call this use of money to get sports and entertainment to come here sports washing. And the Live Golf represents the crown jewel of Saudi sports washing. My dog's growling at me right now. Are you okay? What's wrong with you? The PIF is currently investing billions to create a rival golf league to the PGA, trying to poach top PGA Tour players with astronomical mega kick-style contracts. Phil Mickelson, a pro golfer with 6 major championship wins, an inductee to the Golf Hall of Fame and winner of 45 PGA Tours, was reportedly offered $200 million from Live Golf. He even apologized to the Saudi regime after calling them scary motherfuckers who execute people over there for being gay. Those are his actual quotes that he apologized for. What in the Dustin Johnson, a 2-time major champion, joined Live Golf after a reported $125 million deal. Hey, bud. Shit. What in the That's a lot of money. The PGA had previously called Live a brazen Saudi-funded affront and had even exchanged lawsuits with Live, but ultimately couldn't beat a foreign government with unlimited funds. Instead, in June of 2023, a merger was announced between the PGA Tour and Live.
PGA and European Tours have agreed to merge with Saudi-backed rival Live Golf.
That was quite shocking as these rivals suddenly became business partners. And by the way, golf. How about racing? Formula One brought global motorsports to Saudi Arabia starting in December of 2021 with a $55 million a year deal. The PIF had allegedly even eyed a $20 billion deal to buy F1 outright. They didn't fully acquire F1, but they have invested $758 million into the McLaren group, though. I'm not a big F1 guy. People love it, and they're like, it's amazing! The cars are even louder than NASCAR, and sometimes they turn right. Fuck! I don't know. I don't know shit about any sports nonsense bullshit. You'll never be able to get me to love it, and you can all go fuck yourselves. So you have the PIF investing in all of this sports stuff, and you also have state-owned Saudi Aramco, separately from the PIF, becoming one of the most prominent sponsors of F1 with a 10-year deal worth over $450 million aimed at connecting the company to a worldwide audience of 500 million racing fans. What? There's that many people in the world? What in the The March 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix proceeded despite a Houthi missile striking an Aramco facility just 9 miles from the Jeddah circuit during practice. Drivers spotted black smoke from the Houthi missile and considered boycotting before being persuaded to race by F1 leaders and Saudi officials, aka more money! Ah, shit, man. That would suck if a Saudi missile crashed down on an F1 track. One F1 driver, Lewis Hamilton, who is very famous and well-known, and is also a defender of human rights issues, apparently, even adopted to wear a helmet decked in LGBT plus colors as a form of unapologetic racing protest. And I've gotta say, that is quite a contrast to old Phil Mickelson on that golf side for literally apologizing after getting a $200 million contract. He apologized for calling out the execution of gays. Lewis even won the inaugural Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Still, though, a mass execution months later saw 81 people put to death in the country's largest mass execution in years, reminding the world that while the Saudi regime was trying to elevate its reputation through its investments, they are also still murdering people. Now on to soccer, or as I'm going to call it, football. Saudi Arabia's PIF purchased an 80% stake in Newcastle United in 2021, which that means nothing to me, but apparently it's a big-ass deal. And all this in spite calls from Amnesty International for the Premier League, which is the league that the team plays on, to conduct due diligence on human rights records before accepting the deal. You know, all the people that the Saudi Arabian government is just murdering. And even in spite of having all that Saudi oil money, Newcastle United still hasn't seen a major domestic trophy in 70 years, which is embarrassing as. And this may also be why the Saudi PIF is rumored to be considering a sale of Newcastle to fund purchasing the much more successful Manchester United, which they win, I think. I've heard of them. Man City. You've heard of Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo. He became the face of Saudi football, signing with Al Nassr in December of 2022 for a 2.5-year contract that was recently renewed until 2027, and this thing is worth potentially $700 million, making Ronaldo the first billionaire soccer player, which is quite impressive, but also... All this set a precedent that dozens of stars would follow as the Saudi Pro League saw players transfer from various football clubs for various fees, or even as free transfers just because they wanted the chance to maybe get a little bit of that Saudi tit milk. The 2034 FIFA World Cup has also been awarded to Saudi Arabia, which proves that there is nothing money can't buy in sports. Saudi Arabia's dream is to host the World Cup within their futuristic city, The Line, with Neom Stadium, estimated to cost $1 billion to construct, and being just one of 15 planned stadiums for the tournament. 15 stadiums? That's crazy. So there's that. And even domestically, here in the US, sports washing of Saudi Arabia is commonplace. Nobody even knows. Hey, for example, the WWE.
Are you visibly drunk and spitting at people in the audience?
Beginning in 2018, the WWE has enjoyed a quite fruitful relationship with the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, with a 10-year-long deal where the WWE would travel to Saudi Arabia to perform. And the WWE loves money, so it was only a matter of time. But get this, fellows. Women wrestlers were initially banned entirely, with the first women's match not occurring until October 31st, 2019. That was some scary Halloween shit. And even when women were allowed to wrestle, it was still under stringent rules, obviously, because it's a different culture, a different ideology, and money can buy anything. Women had to change their attire to perform in a country where women are supposed to be dressed entirely from head to toe. And one time, the WWE accidentally played a promotional video that showcased female wrestlers in their more exposed clothing, which led to Saudi Arabia apologizing for the indecent visuals. Also, this horrifying Halloween event marked the first time women in Saudi Arabia were allowed to attend the WWE and the events there. And with this accidental use of the wrong video, it ended up exposing all of these Saudi women to the freedoms enjoyed by women in Western cultures, aka getting down to yo skivvies and wrestling motherfuckers. But maybe it wasn't an accident. I don't know, guys. While the billions being shelled out in the sports sector is crazy as the gaming sector, I care a lot more about. Me like video games, and it's even way more unbelievable. Okay, guys? I would say gaming is the most ambitious investment sector for the Saudis. The PIF's Savvy Games Group announced a $37.8 billion investment strategy in September of 2022, with roughly $13.3 billion earmarked for acquiring a leading game publisher. Think of 5 leading game publishers. The first one you think of is the one that Saudi Arabia bought. But anyways, before we get there, this PIF has been taking over the gaming world behind the scenes, and most people have no idea. PIF's Savvy purchased Scopely for $4.9 billion in 2023, giving them control of Monopoly. I knew you guys would think of that one first. They also bought Niantic's gaming division for $3.5 billion, giving them control of Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go and spy on women and gay people. There are quite a few more gaming companies that the PIF is buying shares of and will likely be looking to expand their holdings in the coming years. They're currently the largest outside stakeholder in Nintendo, holding over 8% ownership, They own 3.5% of Take-Two, which is the company that owns Rockstar and 2K, which those also sit above many dev companies, for example, Gearbox. They hold 2% of Activision Blizzard and 5% of Capcom and Nexon Games. So just because they own these publicly traded companies doesn't mean that they own them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still people, but they have to listen to shareholders. Okay, so there's an argument to be made, but it just drives a wedge further.
After death, the more corrupt the information becomes.
I see. So the
schematic. All stuff. No schematic. No go.
Fuck me, he's alive.
Schematic. Need a schematic. Unfortunately, he's dead. We are surrounded by corpses. Why are they frozen just like everything here? They won't go. No, won't go without the schematic.
The dead have a residual. Holy fuck. A talking corpse.
Yeah, bro, we already went over this. Of course,
I need to find a piece of paper. Where the heck did it go? Oh, it's so dark.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you want to do? Okay. Alright, this is all jumping over. Can I get a minute?
So, what will it be, Major? Weapons or abilities?
Oh, yeah, you stopped all that freaky shit, huh? Let's do some good. I got one. But the cartoon things like that is actually so cool. It's shotgun. Oh God, no. Giving people powers for what? Polar jet. Your glove can spray targets and surfaces with the jet of combat polymer. Once applied, this should be applied combat polymer can be set on fire, electrocuted, or frozen damage. Ooh, I want that. I want that. Actually good. I don't want to get into the video in a second too. Yeah, can I leave? Oh, select ability. So how do I use that? Okay.
Please select the desired procedure.
put this on there. Damn. Shit. I'm not gonna get that song for that. Like, what if I'm actually like dead or something? No. This is like, you gotta do it. I'm gonna disable just like what takes place and shit. But it's supposed to represent the same place anyway. You guys go right into the same. The couch. TV. What's the feel say? Alright, back to danger.
Fuck me, he's alive.
Bro, I'm not going to
Holy fuck. A talking corpse.
Like, that nigga's slow. No, nigga, you done said this 400 times. They don't figure out this fucking. Maybe I can't do it. In a minute, it's gonna be on my face. Whoa. Oh my god.
We just need to make it to the cable cars facility.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here's that's right. Bingo, bingo. That's what you get for searching. Found the password. There we go.
Between consumers and transparency of the games that they're playing and the games that they're buying. Now, I said they'll probably seek to expand their ownership. They did. They do, and they will. You know, EA, that's right. The loving video game developer who's been making games like Madden for the last 5,000 years and other games. They've made a lot of really good stuff, and they've made a lot of really dog shit stuff. EA, it's in the game, announced on September 29th, 2025, just a few weeks ago, that they were agreeing to a deal that would see them being acquired by the Consortium, which is essentially a group of investors, including Silver Lake, Affinity Partners, and you guessed it, my friends, the PIF, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Man, come on, man. What the f? They can't do that, can they? Now, before the deal, the PIF had held a 9.9% stake in EA, but under the terms of the agreement, the new agreement with the consortium, they'd be one of 3 companies that would now own 100% of Electronic Arts, with their 9.9% holding and ruling. So now, the big question is, it's a publicly traded company. You can just invest in EA for a long time. What does that mean for stockholders? Well, it means that they will all be getting paid $200.
Fuck. I knew it was gonna be rough. Shit. You again. Careful. There's a gap up there. I see it.
Oh, I got my eyes with. I'm done. Like, I react to it later. Which I honestly, this has caught my attention now. So let's just grab this. We focus on this game right now.
Shit. You again?
Careful. There's a gap up ahead.
I see it.
Oh my god.
We need to find a way to move forward. But frankly, I'm having trouble figuring out how.
Climbing the wall. That's how.
Hey! I don't know where I'm getting all these fucking fuel tanks from. But I know that Palmer shit worked like a fucking drum. Fucking scraps. I need to start fucking grabbing scraps off of them. I start remembering that shit. Okay. What was that? It's not glass. Yeah, it's not glass. So let's not let that all take away from the beauty of the game. You know? What the fuck was that, bro? We're not gonna act like, oh my god, my ass wasn't fucking holding on to that rail with no hands. We love realism, don't we? So it was that before. That's what you're trying to tell me. Like right now. Damn.
Holy shit. That was a surprise.
I agree. You've got quick reflexes, Benjamin.
Couldn't survive it.
Oh my god, bro. What is that?
Charles, that was a Barov, right? A tunneling robot.
Indeed it was. Barovs can drill through even the hardest minerals at incredible speed.
Oh! Holy shit! That motherfucking tunnel shit is crazy. That motherfucker said. Can't buy our own curiosity or our own
Again, careful. There's a gap up ahead.
I see it.
Smack your ass up. Oh, that shit didn't work. Bro, it looks like I'm so absolutely remember I'm not playing with a fucking controller. I don't do that. I don't do that anymore. That shit's garbage. I'll keep worrying about
shit. You again.
Careful. There's a gap up ahead.
I see it.
Damn. Bro, they beating my ass, bro. I gotta test that shit instead of like charging it. When they do their attacks, I gotta watch them.
Shit.
Right there, the actual bus fight. Oh my god. You gotta like duck my shit?
I see it.
And then, how do you block? Does this nigga just like not know how to block? This tutorial is crazy dumb.
Shit. You again.
Careful. There's a gap
see it. Watch out!
Like that parking is so annoying. There we go. So I gotta focus on this aim. My grandfather was just like more like this all the time. Like if my ass is slashing, like I'm
to move forward. But frankly, I'm having trouble figuring out how.
Climbing the wall. That's how.
So I guess that's how we're one away from, or one off. And then after we have the like,
Holy shit.
watch out for this big ass worm now.
He's got quick reflexes, Major.
You're what? Oh shit, brother. Big ass worm, man.
Charles, that was a Barav, right? A tunneling robot.
A Barav.
It was. Baravs can drill through even the hardest minerals at incredible speed. Soviet science has high hopes for them in regard to our inevitable of all the planets in the solar system.
How close? Where is he coming from? Bro, you're making me look like a goofy with this Boy Scout.
Shit. You again?
Careful. There's a gap up ahead.
I see it.
We need to find a way to move forward. But frankly, I'm having trouble figuring out how.
Climbing the wall. That's how.
God damn.
Shit. You again?
Careful. There's a gap up ahead.
I see it.
Oh, I need a revamp.
Shit. You again?
Careful. There's a gap up ahead.
I see it.
Damn, I'm getting jumped. Yeah, I play this. You can do this shit later.